Hi, good day. Today, me and my friends here are here to present our group project under the subject of ESEM 5564, Educational and the Law. Uh, Here with me, we have So Sin Wei, Kin Cherry Luin, Lim Cheng Yi, Fatin Afrika binti Muhammad Khairi, and myself, Tiago Ayakan. And I pass it to Lim.
Thank you, Tiago. Okay, for an introduction to our group assignment paper, let me start off by saying that the driving force of our nation's progress and furtherance in education is wholly navigated through our education laws, policies, and their implementation. In this group project paper, we aim to investigate and propose various strategies as long as supported by an implementation plan to strengthen the two key aspects that we're looking at: facilities management and services management. While we are putting these two into place, we're doing it in accordance to our laws and policies. My next friend will be presenting two case studies based on a primary school and a secondary school in Malaysia.
Hello everyone, thank you Miss Kelly, my group mates, and I will presenting the literature review and study cases. Okay, for the literature review, the purpose of literature review is to examine how successful school facilities management can affect students' performance in school. Next slide, please. So in this literature review, there were key findings and challenges from their in-depth research study on the implementation of our educational policy in Malaysia as listed below. The policy documents convey unrealistic and enterprising targets and policies heavily affected by the shortfall of proper facilities, infrastructure, equipment and resources, and perceived poor teacher training opportunities. In the implementation of these policies, evidence of weak feedback loops and hierarchical top-down conjectures and expectations for certain schools to contextualize and execute as part of their strategic management were dismaying. Next point is due to conflicting messages and lost information in the consultation process of implementing the policies, teachers and school leaders grew to be frustrated, thus leading to a negative perception towards the MEB and sadly inserting on the school's strategic management and their services. The other challenges are 6 points. The first one is aging infrastructures, accessible facilities for students with disabilities. The third one is bullying concern. The fourth one is changes in the staffing of the school. Next is inconsistency in introducing sustainable approaches in the school. And the last one is unsatisfactory leadership skills. So the next slides, please. I will go through to the those two cases. For the first one is we label it as institution A and located in Kuantan, Pahang, and the category is primary government school. So the school backgrounds is most students are from families in the category of B40, representing the bottom 40% of household income earners. These families were believed to have come from a small fishing community. The teaching and learning processes in this school were badly affected during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. This abolishment of the primary level standardized testing known as UPSR, Ujian Penilaian Sekolah Rendah, made it much more difficult for their assessment and benchmarking processes. So what the school have been done? They took the strategies innovative that are the school digital solution, where the Smart Zoom was developed to help track students' performance and academic progress. It was a clear attestation to the school's competence and confidence to innovate for the benefit of the school community. The next point is what they have done is teachers utilize data from Chrome and Google Sheets to create detailed, personalized lesson plans according to their student needs and interests. The next one is effective training workshop session and materials were provided for teachers throughout this transition as part of their strategic management process. So we move to the case studies on institution B. The another cases is for category secondary government school located at Bandar Seri Jempol Negeri Sembilan. The background is the school currently has about 400 students in a co-ed school setting for boys and girls. The school's motto is "Together we achieve excellence." The school's location is somewhat in the areas that are quite far from the modern city area of the state. Some students are from families in the category of 40, representing the bottom. They are established in 1998. They have been confronted with low academic performance and limited technology access. Next slide, please. So what has they been done is they took action, the school plan and developed a makerspace in their school setting as a dedicated space for students to engage in hands-on learning and technological experimentation. The school's leadership team roll out mentorship programs, which is as part of their strategic management, whereby senior students are paired with underperforming peers for academic and social support. For upgraded facilities, what they have been done is the teachers and librarians improvise their e-library services by creating a digital library with extensive online resources and e-books. The next is the classroom are being upgraded to smart classrooms equipped with the interactive whiteboards, tablets, and internet access. So by analyzing these two case studies, we have learned that investing our finances, time, and effort in improving schools is of utmost importance. The professional development sessions, the culture of collaboration and innovation, the integration of technology, facilities and resources, and the adherence to the educational policies and laws are key examples shown by these two schools. So I will pass to the next slide for my group mates.
Hi, for facility assessment, it is essential to have a comprehensive framework for assessing educational facilities and services in order to guarantee a high quality learning environment. Through this framework, infrastructure and technology integration, learning resources and student support service are evaluated. In addition to assessing the laboratories, physical condition of classrooms, libraries, and recreational areas, assessments also ensure accessibility and safety. E-learning platforms and e-learning infrastructures are evaluated for their functionality and their impact on student learning in technology integration. A comprehensive analysis of learning resources is conducted, including library resources and laboratory facilities. An evaluation of effectiveness and engagement of student support services includes counseling, guidance, and health services. This structured framework is applied on the ground at two educational institutions, identifying areas for improvement and emphasizing the importance of continuous enhancements. We did some on-site assessment, which is from institution A. Infrastructure quality is mixed, and technology integration is limited. Learning resources are inadequate, and student support services were minimal. And for institution B, the school provides an excellent infrastructure, advanced technology integration, rich learning resources, and comprehensive student support services. Improvements in educational facilities and services require structured assessment frameworks. Two institutions were evaluated on site, and different conditions and opportunities were identified. Developing such frameworks will facilitate continuous improvement and help students receive a fulfilling education. We also have an appendix version for next topic. Next slide, please. Next, this is for stakeholder interviews, exploring different perspectives on the current state of facilities, services, and the challenges related to legal compliance by doing several interviews with stakeholders involved in educational institution management, including administrators, teachers, students, parents, and education policymakers. A key concern for administrators is making sure that services are efficient and well maintained while adhering to safety educational regulations, which is crucial. Inspection of the facility are made regularly to make sure that the curriculum is aligned. And for teachers, updated facilities and adequate support are vital to the learning environment in order to stay current on legal requirements and to enhance teaching techniques. Professional development opportunities are crucial. Student concern about resources, support services, anti-discrimination policies, and well-being, and advocating for student-friendly spaces. Parents are also concerned about their children's well-being. Children's educational needs are linked to facility services and legal compliance. Parent advocates for transparency in compliance matters such as admission. Policymakers concern themselves with providing quality facilities and services, seeking precise guidelines for compliance and encouraging sustainable infrastructure development. That is all for me, and thank you.
Senway, you're on mute, Senway.
Thanks for the reminder. Okay, so I will be talking about the legal compliance analysis. So basically is what we can improve. So there are 2 points. First is inclusive education. Secondly is the quality of assessment and feedback. So let's go to the first point. So in Special Education Regulation 2013, under the Education Act 1996, it mentioned an education program for students with special educational needs in which they can attend in the same classroom together with other students. So this is the inclusive education. So now the issue is like, why Malaysia education is still not so inclusive? First is the structure, curriculum, teaching facilities, resources, and learning strategies do not constitute inclusion enough. So secondly is the students with special needs are low performance in academic and weak social emotional development, which cause them have difficulty to catch up the typical school curriculum. And third is teachers are not prepared. Why is it so? Because typical school teachers, they lack opportunities for the special education training. So they don't know how to handle students with special needs. And it affects those teaching instructions and the dynamic of the classroom. So let's go to the second point, the quality of assessment and feedback. So in the year 2021, the primary school assessment, UPSR and PT3 were abolished by the government. But the educational institution was still conducting exams and the marks were translated into the band system with standardized description. So Form 5 students still have to prepare their SPM for the high school graduation and to enroll to the to the university. So the rigid standardized assessment methods rely on the rote learning and exam-focused methods. So we are hoping and we are encouraging the more realistic and comprehensive assessment system includes performance based on the evaluations, critical thinking, and problem solving skills. So it's time to encourage the younger generation to master 21st century skills such as like problem solving skills, critical thinking, innovation, etc. So I have done my part. Let's pass to Tiago.
Thank you, Sienna. My part is going to be about strategic recommendation. As you can see, there's three major recommendations that's going to be put forward. First part is going to be facility improvement, followed by service enhancement, and finally legal compliance measure. You click next, please. Now, strategic recommendation. As you can see, there's three sub division under facility enhancement, which touches first about technology infrastructure investment, where it touches more on the upgrade and investment in technological infrastructure to support online learning and also administrative process. And next, as you can see, is renovation and maintenance, where it is focused on regular assessment and renovating existing facilities to make sure that they meet the safety standards and is able to promote effective learning environment, followed by implementing sustainable infrastructure. Now, as we are well aware, Malaysian education institution has this issue of having outdated infrastructure and insufficient facility. So this plan will help to encounter that drawback, I would say. Next one is service enhancement. Under service enhancement, we have three sub points as well, which touches on the teacher training and development. Firstly, which is to implement continuous professional development programs for educators, especially teachers, to enhance their teaching methods and also their classroom management skills. Followed by student support service, where this focuses more on strengthening student support service by offering them counseling and also career guidance and also their academic assistance. And finally, they introduce technology-enabled learning platforms, where in the digital era nowadays, technology or integrating technology in education is imperative for an enriching learning experience, I would say. And the final point is going to be legal compliance measure, which again is subdivided into three strategic plans, which is adherence to educational regulation, where it's to ensure strict compliance with educational regulation and standards set by the MOE, which is Ministry of Education, followed by data protection and privacy, where this is to create a full body data protection measure to protect sensitive data of all the stakeholders involved. And finally, to establish robust compliance and also governance framework, where this is to adhere to legal and regulatory requirements, is a paramount for upholding the integrity and the reputation of the educational institution. Next slide, please. Now, those mentioned previously were the strategies, and next we're going to be looking into the implementation plan. Next slide, please. As you can see, it's a 3-year plan proposed by our team, where the first year focuses on four different steps. Firstly, it's going to be on facility enhancement, focusing on improving internet connectivity. And the plan is to conduct a comprehensive assessment throughout to see or to identify the current internet infrastructure and find out the areas that needs improvement and to find out the appropriate service provider that's suitable and that's affordable by the particular institution. And then to install and see or to see how it works and to see whether it needs improvement to further improve. And next is going to be on facility enhancement, where it specifies on smart board installation, where evaluation of suitable smartboard options, considering their functionality and also the compatibility with the existing system, and then installing them in classroom in accordance with the prioritized schedule, and providing trainings for teachers so that they are able or they are well aware of how to use them, followed by facility enhancement, where it focuses on upgrading computer software and hardware. And for this, we are planning to conduct an inventory of existing computer hardware and software and assess the current and future needs of software and hardware upgrades. And by then, upgrade the computers and software systems in accordance to the phase implementation plan that we have here. And later on, provide suitable trainings for teachers and also staff on how to use this software and this updated hardware. And finally, teacher training. And teacher training, as you can see, is a longer term one where we plan to identify the key areas for teacher training based on their education trends and pedagogical advancement. And then we develop a comprehensive training curriculum covering topics or such as digital literacy, innovative teaching methods, and also subject-specific skills. And upon having this, we plan to evaluate the effectiveness of this training program through feedback mechanism and also through or by assessing teachers' performance. Next slide, please. And now we are looking into the second or year 2 of the implementation plan. And this again focuses on 4 different steps. First step being is to repair broken infrastructures, which is under facility enhancement. And in this step, we plan to conduct a thorough assessment of the existing infrastructure and identify the area that needs replacement. And budget should be allocated or will be allocated to infrastructure that needs a repair that needs more that has a higher weightage in terms of repairing compared to the one that has lesser weightage. As for the one that has lesser weightage, we can focus on it later on when we have sufficient fund. Followed by training session or workshop with government representative legal compliance measure, where we plan to collaborate with government representative to understand the legal compliance and requirement for education institution, and organize training session or workshop in accordance to educate staff about legal obligation and also compliance measure. And nextly, it's going to be about special partnership with MOE or Yayasan Amil and etc. And this is to explore partnership with relevant organization so that we're able to negotiate partnership agreements by outlining mutual objective and responsibilities. And finally, for the second year, we plan to add accessible facilities and resources for students with disabilities, where we plan to conduct an accessible audit to identify the barriers faced by these students and implement necessary modification to the facilities and resources to ensure all students are able to access to the facilities that's being provided. Next slide, please. And finally, in the third year, there's a 2-step plan. Basically, involves energy saving, installing energy saving lighting, where we plan to conduct an internal audit to assess the current lighting system and energy consumption, and try to find an energy efficient lighting option to calculate the potential costs that we can save out of this change, and try to educate staff and students on the importance of energy conservation and the benefit that we get out of it. And finally, it's going to be investing in learning management system, LMS, where we are planning to research and evaluate various learning management system available in the market and select the one that aligns with the institutional goals, and try to customize the LMS that suits the specific needs of our school teachers, students, and also the administrators. And upon obtaining it, we'll try to monitor the adoption and also the utilization of this LMS, and try to collect feedbacks and make necessary changes or if the situation arises. Next slide, please. Finally, we'll be touching on challenges out of while having this implementation plan. First up is going to be budget constraint, where to overcome this, we'll try to implement a phased approach to the facility enhancement and try to prioritize critical upgrade based on their available funding. Nextly, as you can see, staff resistant to change. As we are well aware, staffs or people are quite resistant to change, especially sudden change. So to encounter this, we are planning to provide a comprehensive training and support to staff members so that they're more familiarized with the new technology and teaching methodologies. And next up is logistics challenges. If to encounter this challenge, we are planning to develop a detailed implementation plan with clear timelines and responsibility to ensure the execution process is smooth throughout the project. And finally, compliance issue. To encounter or to overcome this issue, we plan to collaborate with legal experts and government representatives to ensure full compliance with all the regulation set by the government. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiago, for the extensive explanation on our implementation plan. Following up on what Tiago has presented, the following budget is prepared based on the highest priority. So all of the year 1, year 2, year 3 targets are part of this budget. So there are two highest priority that we can see here. As you can see, the diagram speaks a lot. It's puzzle pieces that we want to merge to bring a holistic learning environment in our schools. So first of all is to really revamp our physical facilities, resources, and infrastructures. This is entirely part of facility management. The next part, very important, teaching standards, skill sets, and understandings among teachers and students, parents, it has to be refined. And this is all comes under the strategic management. So in the following slide, you will see the first insight into our budget proposal. Now, in this budget proposal, we have included the targets in year 2 and year 3, because these will act as a preparatory step into implementing them. Now, most of these enhancements in year 2 and 3 require an early survey and bulk purchasing of the required items before their actual execution in year 2 and year 3. So as you can see here, first up, we're targeting for the annual budget amount from MOE, about 250,000 ringgit. And we are hoping to raise other revenues or donation in the form of charity, fundraising, carnivals, and things like that. Our target is 15,000. We start off by deducting all our fixed and operating expenses. And next slide, please. And this is the acquisition and improvement costing. So most of our targets fall under here. So as my partner has mentioned, Tiago has mentioned all of these targets: improve internet connectivity, smart board, installation, and whatnot. These are the targeted costings. Next slide, please. Under the next heading here, service enhancement, we have allocated 15,000 for teacher training in technology and teacher development in inclusive education in separate, because we believe in investing more in teacher training, as elaborated by my fellow friends earlier. And also, of course, not forgetting for legal compliance measures, we have a set of budget here as well. And last but not least, in every school, we always have events. So we have to reflect this in our budget. So we have our marketing related events, sports, extracurricular, school campaigns, competition, and most importantly, staff team building events. So in total, our total projected expenses is 2,601 ringgit Malaysia. I think this whole amount, just like how we have mentioned, Ms. Fatin has already mentioned that it's really important to invest our finances, our time and effort into enhancing our education system. So to sum up, our group member has summarized all of the key components of a paper. For more details, please check out our group assignment. And that is all from us. Thank you so very much. And bye-bye.